Everyone, it's Kathy and welcome back to my craft room and back here on my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stampin'. As many of you know, I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I'm located here in North Carolina, but I can take care of your stamping needs as long as you live in the United States of America. So with all that being said, I am so excited about the mini catalog. I can't open it yet. It will launch on September the 6th, I believe is the date, and I'm here to tell you, if you watched my unboxing last Friday, you'll know that the products are exquisite, and I didn't get nearly everything. I mean, I got a couple of collections and a few bundles, and there's still so many beautiful things in there that I want. And I did make another order because I know that some of you have requested a catalog. Many of you are already on my mailing list, so be on the lookout for your catalog. Be sure to let me know, either shoot me an email or a message on my cell phone, which my number's listed below the video. Let me know when and if you get yours, or you can let me know over on the Facebook page, and that's also Kathy's Random Acts of Stampin'. All right, with all that being said, I'm going to move this catalog out of my way, and I want to show you a card. I just was playing around today. Now, I know I promised that I was going to do, let's see if I can find it. I was going to do a card for y'all. I can't find it. I had showed it to you Friday, I think it was, that I wanted to do this card, and I haven't. Well, I can't find it, but it was the one with the layers, and it showed the whole scene, and I did it with the Let's Go Shopping suite. Oh my goodness, I thought I had it right here where I could pull it and show it to you, and now I don't see it. But anyway, if I find it before the video is over, I will definitely pull that and show you the card that I did have in mind to do today. But I changed my mind. You know how we do that. This is that suite called Christmas Classic. And it doesn't look like much just to look at the suite. I mean, or the bundle. And this does come in a suite, if I'm not mistaken. And let me do a little sneak peek over here in my catalog. I believe that it is in a bundle or a collection called, I might be mistaken, The Joy of Christmas, and it is a suite. And a suite collection is just that. It is a collection that allows you to get it all. It's basically, I want it all, and you can buy all of it in a selection. Well, I did get the entire collection, but today I was feeling a little under the weather today. I'm still not feeling so great. I think I had a stomach bug or something, but nevertheless, I wanted to make sure I had something up for y'all for today. So earlier today was my day that I was going to actually, which was yesterday, that I was actually going to do this, but I was so under the weather, I just didn't feel like I could. So I did sit and play with this, and that's when I said I really want to do this in my video for today. And I'm still trying to find that card, because you know things like that drive me insane when I know that I got that card and it's got to be right here, but for whatever reason I am not finding it. So anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to put that behind us, and we're going to move on with this. So I was sitting here playing, and I pulled out some of the designer series paper, and I pulled out this die because this die really intrigued me when I saw the set, and I haven't taken these off and put them in my I got a little piece of cardstock stuck in one of these. I think I might have knocked it out. Anyway, I thought this was such a pretty piece, and not only that, but you get the framelit that will fit inside of it. And this is what I did. I cut this out of real red. I used a piece of the Specialty Designer Series paper, and I just cut it to 4 by 5 1/4, and I put it on a card base that was 11 inches by 4 1/4. Yeah, 11 by 4 1/4, and I scored it at 5.5, and it made a top fold card like this. Now I haven't put a piece of white inside. I'm thinking I might put down a piece of green and then a white over top of it, so we'll carry that color theme all the way through. But this gets me started on my Christmas cards. Actually, I'm past started because I did make this one. Y'all remember that, made out of the what's it called, Truckin' Along. And I did make this one, and that was using that beautiful Designer Series paper. So I am well on my way, and I thought I had one more. Oh, I got two more. I've got the, this was the one with the one horse open sleigh, and this one was wishing you a season of cheer and a happy new year. I love the way that one turned out. And I had one more like this, and it was just says joyful, and this one says wishing you a season of cheer and a happy new year. I kind of combined the stamps from this one all together on the inside, and I put some little specks like snowflakes. I just thought it looked really cute like that. So that is my start on my Christmas cards so far. So I am building a collection, and sometimes I like to send the same card out to everybody, but so many times I like to make a variety of cards and then send them out to individuals. Now what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to leave these two dies out, and these are the other dies that come with that. So you have this other big piece that you can use. Maybe we'll make the other one with this one. I don't know. No, I'm going to go with what I planned. We're going to make it like this, but we're going to swap up our colors a little bit. So I'm going to move everything out of my way. And I'm going to grab, I got a card base already cut, and this is the same measurement. It is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, and I made a boo-boo on my scoring. See where I misscored by 1/4 of an inch? I'm going to show y'all how to get rid of that and make that work. The first thing you want to do is you want to get your bone folder and try to press that out as best you can. You're not going to get it completely out, especially if you did a really good scoring on it, but you can press it out so it's not quite as noticeable. Now I'm going to grab some Designer Series paper, and I'm going to go back into that same suite of paper that I used before, and that is the specialty paper called Joyful. And this is the piece that I used for my other card, and I cut one piece of that. And you get 2 sheets of each design. There is one with the gold wood. Now this is not 2-sided paper. It is one-sided. So, but it's so beautiful, and it has that beautiful gold on it. And each piece has gold on it. So I'm going to take this piece out for this card. And you know, I really don't need this one. I need a cherry cobbler. So let me grab a cherry cobbler. I really want this card to look absolutely gorgeous, and in order for it to look gorgeous, we need to make sure that we're using the correct coordinating colors of cardstock. So here's my cherry cobbler, and see how that goes so well with that? But we're going to throw in some greenery, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do this. So I'm going to turn that like this. Let's go ahead and cut our card base first. I'm going to move my die over here and my paper up there. Grabbing my trimmer, and this is a card that goes together really very quickly, and as you can see, I'm making it from scratch up. This time, instead of being a top fold card, I'm going to do a side fold card. So I need to cut this in half at 5 1/2 and score it 4 1/4. The way we did it before, we cut it on this side at 4 1/4 and then folded it at 5 1/2. So we're doing it the opposite. We're going to cut it at 5 1/2 on the 11-inch side, and both ways are correct. It's not politically correct one way or the other. It's just a preference of how you want your cards to open. And I typically do a side fold card because you can turn it this way and it can be an up and down fold card as well. But I do like to use my scoreboard to get my folds on my cardstock. So I'm going to lay this down on the 8.5 inch side, and I'm going to grab my stylus tool, and I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. Just like that. And I like to go over it twice just to make sure I've got it really good. And then I flip it, because that raised up edge right there works much better if you fold into it than it does if you fold away from it. For me, it just gives me a better crease line. So, but you know, you do you, whatever works the best for you. So I am going to put my scoreboard back down there, and I got something sticky right there on my mat, but that's okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do, this card's going to be like this, and you need to pay attention to your orientation, because this paper, I don't really think, I think you could get away with it either way, but I like it like this or like that. So I'm going to cut me off a piece that's 4 inches. So I'm going to cut a piece that is 4 inches first. So again, I'm just going to slide this up in here and line it up at 4. Get that score blade out of my way, and then I'm just going to slice it, and this paper cuts like butter. I love it. And then we're going to turn it this way and cut it at 5 1/4. And now we have our piece to go on the front of our card, just like that. Now this would be absolutely stunning to do a gold piece on it, but we're gonna go with green. I want to add some greenery to this piece. So what I'm going to do, and I already cut another green framelit, and this is what you get when you cut this piece. It cuts just like that, and you can see that all of your little spriggies and everything is showing, and your little holly leaves and your berries. It is Toby, no. Toby, no. My husband's outside working on the car, and he's revving the motor, so please excuse Toby for barking. Toby, come lay down. Come on. So what I'm going to do next is I want to put a piece of white in the middle of that, because I think with that on the front and a white square, and that's where this inside die comes in. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a piece of scrap white cardstock, and I'm just reaching into my bin. I always have plenty of white scraps, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it onto this piece of white, and I'm just going to go ahead and run this through my machine, and I'm going to do it right here using my electronic machine, because it's easy. Y'all don't really need to watch me cut this. It's elementary. So we are going to feed this through really quick. And I do apologize for the noise. The electronic cutting machines can be a bit loud, but the one that I have is the Big Shot switch. It's not as loud as some of the other ones, and I won't name names. It's just not quite as loud as some of them. So we got this little piece now that we can stamp on. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. I think it's so cute. I'm going to lay my die over there. Let's get this die over here. And I'm going to set my plates back over here. I don't think we're going to need to die cut anymore, but just in case. Alright, so now we want to pull a sentiment off of that stamp set that will fit on here. And I think that all of these, except this long one, will fit on this piece. So let's look at it and see what we got. We've got some holly leaves and berries, which are so cute. I don't know. Maybe I'll do the holly on the inside. That would be so cute. All right, let's do this. Let's do tidings of comfort and joy. I think that's so cute. We did Peace on Earth. I used that one on the front of this one. So we could do Deck the Halls, or we could just do Merry and then Christmas. That would be cute. Let's lay that out and see how it looks. There is our Christmas. So Christmas is going to be kind of tight. I'm going to go with the big one. I like the bigger stamps on here. And this one does say Tidings of Comfort and Joy. So I'm going to sit that down something like that. I got a new toy to play with today, and I was so aggravated at my postman because I ordered, and this is not Stampin' Up, this is ultra new, and I got the stamp wheel. You may have seen this on some of the sites, or maybe seen some people demoing it, and this is such a nice platform. Now you think, oh, you've got stamping platforms. Yes, I do, but this one does something that most of them don't. We can move our plate and do circles, and every time, as long as it locks into that corner, and you can put it down on those corners and it won't stamp until you press down on it. So I thought, why not put our piece, and this mat under here is sticky. It's a photopolymer, just the same thing our photopolymer stamps are made out of, but it is just a plain sheet that will hold your stamps. So I'm gonna rub this with my hand. Sometimes when we have the photopolymer stamps, they need to be conditioned, and sometimes just rubbing them on your hand, the oil from your skin will do the trick. So we're going to try that, and let's go ahead and line that up about like that. And then I can take my wheel and I can actually put it in like this, and then when I mash down on it, that's going to pick my stamp up, and I can easily turn that over and ink it up. This is using it just as a stamping platform, but there's so many other things that this platform will do, and we're going to delve into that as time goes on. I just got it today, so I need to play with it, but I know that we can use it as a stamping platform. So I'm going to grab my cherry cobbler ink, and I want to stamp this. I want to ink this up in the cherry cobbler. Now I don't know if I've used my cherry cobbler since last year. It looks like it might need re-inking, but that's okay. Now I'm going to turn that around, and as long as I line up my top plate right there, I can press that down just like that, and I've got a beautiful image. But now I want it a little darker than that, so I'm going to ink it again. The same thing that you do with a stamping platform, you can do with this and get your same positioning. The great thing is we don't have to worry about magnets clanking, because this is our sticky mat and it holds your cardstock beautifully, and it peels up without distorting your piece. So now this is ready. Actually, I want to do one other thing. I am going to clean off my stamping platform. Let's see, let me get this. Where's my little blue one? Here it is. These look so dirty, but they're really clean. They're just stained, and that happens so many times with your any of your cleaning cloths. I know May likes to use a black one because it doesn't show the dirt, and I can understand that. But I'm okay. I know they're clean. I put them in the washer and wash them. Of course, I wash them by themselves in case the ink does decide to transfer on something that I don't want it to. But they clean up. Even though they're stained, they're very clean, and it gives me the opportunity to be able to use these over and over and over. So I enjoy that. Alright, so I've got this cleaned up now, so I'm going to pull this stamp off, and I want to put this back down. I should have left it there to start with, but I wasn't thinking. And you see the little grid lines? These little grids are underneath this. So back up underneath that, there are little feet on there that kind of hold it. But you can line your piece up by using the grid lines that are there. So I'm going to stick that back down right there, and then I'm going to line this back up just like that. But before I do that, I'm going to pull another stamp out of here. See the little line stamp? I want to line the top and the bottom and stamp it in the green. I think that will be so pretty, and it will give us just a little extra something on our card. So I'm going to stamp this right up here. Now this is a trick that I saw Meme use, and that was using a pencil eraser to move those around. But I think I got it without having to do anything around on it. So I think we're good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that down like that, pick that stamp up. I'm done with this cherry cobbler, so I'm going to close it. I'm going to leave this out to remind myself I need to re-ink it. And I'm going to grab the shaded spruce. Yep, shaded spruce. That's the color of my cardstock that I'm using. So I'm going to ink this just ever so slightly. And I'm going to bring this back down, putting it into the position where I need it. Give it a press. Oh yeah, I like that. Now I wonder if I do it this way. No, it's down too far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this, and I'm going to move it and put it in another position. Yep, I think I got that where I wanted it. So now I am going to tap, tap, tap it very, very lightly. And then I'm going to turn it back around. And it looks crooked. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, let's try that and hope that's a little bit. Nope, that's way off. Okay, this is not cooperating with me, y'all. Maybe I'd do better if I put this on a stamp block and just, go with it. But I really wanted to demo this beautiful little tool that, oh, and let me tell you, I got this in the mail today. And I knew it was coming because I had tracking on it. And I saw my mail person go down, or go up my road, so I knew they were coming back down shortly. And I was wondering if it was going to fit in my mailbox. And so I got up and looked out my window, and I can see my mailbox from my craft room window. So I look out there, and the mail lady is putting mail in my mailbox, and she had laid my package on top of my mailbox. Now, you can't make this stuff up. She left it laying on top of my mailbox. It wouldn't fit in my mailbox. Instead of bringing it to my door or even leaving me a note letting me know that I would have to come into the post office and pick it up, she laid it on top of my mailbox. I could not believe it. And left it there. I have a rounded topped mailbox. It's not flat. Even if it was flat, what if it had rained? What if the wind had blown? What if somebody came by and knocked it off? What if somebody came by and took it? I was appalled. Well, I'm here to tell you, you cannot reach anybody at the post office. I went online to reach someone. I got a toll-free number. I tried calling, tried to find the number to my local post office. It can't be found. You have to call this 800 number. So they do not want to be gotten in touch with. And you know why? They know they're not doing their job, and they don't want to hear the complaints. Well, I'm not done, because I'm just about ready to take my picture, because yes, I took a picture of it with my cell phone. If I had my cell phone in here, I would show it to you. But I'm going to take myself down to the post office with my picture and ask them, is this the proper procedure for leaving a package at someone's home? I really don't think it is. I was fit to be tied. I was angry, and I don't even like to say that word because anger does not become us, any of us. But I was more than a little bit perturbed over this. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sit this down about like that. I think I'm going to glue this flat down. I think on this one, I popped this up on some dimensionals. You can see how it's raised up just a little bit right there. But I think for this one, I'm going to put dimensionals on the back side of this. So I'm going to glue this straight down. So I'm just going to grab some liquid glue, and we're just going to run a little bit of glue across the back of it. just like that. And then I am going to sit that down. Something like that. And then I'm going to turn this over, and this is where I want to put my Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'm going to put one right up in that corner. So hitting all four corners, I'm just going to put a dimensional like so. And then I'm going to pop off my backers. And if you have difficulty getting a piece on when you use dimensionals, here's a tip. Put just a tiny bit of glue on the back of these, and it will give you just a tiny bit of wiggle room, so you will have a chance to move it around before you actually adhere it. So just another little trick of the trade. So that looks good right about there. So I'm going to give it a press. And I want to put glue on the back of this, so I'm just going to go around the sides. Just squiggle through there. And then I want to line this up so I have that little 1/8 of an inch border. Something like that. Now this piece is so busy, I don't think you need anything on it. But if you did want to use some gems, I would do something like we could always do rhinestones. Rhinestones looks good on anything. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I love my rhinestones. So I'm going to grab my, take your pick tool, and I'm going to pick up a couple of these. I'm going to put one right there, and maybe one right here in the joy. I love that. And then I'm going to get one more maybe right here in that top corner. And that, I think, is all I'm going to do to that card, other than I'm not going to put an inside in it right at this moment. I will decide what I want to do, and I'm thinking I'm going to put a piece of the shaded spruce and then a piece of white and inside, and then I'll have that ready to stamp a Merry Christmas or whatever I want to, and then write a message. But that is another, well, actually 2 more Christmas cards that I've made using this little bundle, and there's more to come that's going to be a lot more creative than this. I was in a pinch to try to get something up, and I wanted it to be something fun. I wanted it to be something that the designer series paper did most of the work, and it did, because I used the die, and the designer series paper really is the star of the show on both of these cards. Now don't get me wrong, I love, and you see where I use the green across here on this one. On here I use the little corner stamp, and it's a little tiny corner stamp that's in here, and it's that little stamp right there, and it is so cute. And I do want to do the holly. I'm going to do the little holly berries and holly leaves. Let's go ahead and do the white piece for inside. So what I'm going to do is grab another piece of I think that will work. So what I want to do is cut this down to 5 1/4. Actually, no, I want this one to be 5 inches. We're going to do this one at 5 by 3 3/4. So turn it and bring it here to 3 3/4, or 4 3 3/4. I was right to start with. So we'll do that like that. And like I said, I'm going to put a piece of shaded spruce in there too. I thought I had another piece over here, but I don't. I'll have to go get a piece. But for right now, what I want to do is I want to stamp the holly right about here. And I think before I stamp that, I'm going to do the berries. And I'm going to do those in the cherry cobbler. And I think I want them like that, or like this. I think like that. Alright, I'm going to get a little stamp block. This is where those little bitty ones come in so handy because they're just perfect. I'm going to grab that cherry cobbler once more. And I'm going to ink that up and stamp it down right about there. So cute. And then I'm going to grab the shaded spruce and another stamp block, and I am going to ink it up. I definitely got to re-ink this. And I'm just going to stamp that like about here. Isn't that pretty? I love that. And you could always go back and color those in if you want them to be filled. There is not a fill-in stamp in here that will fill those leaves in, but you can always go back with your light I'll get it out in a minute. Your light shaded spruce. And I'm going to bring the dark as well, just to see if I want to use it. I'm going to close up my ink pads before I put my hand in them. And I'm going to take the dark first, and I'm just going to go around my edges just to give them a little bit more definition. Something like that, and then I can come back in with this one and just kind of blend that together. Like that. Now that's if you wanted the color. If you wanted to leave them white, they would be perfect that way as well. But I think that gives a little bit more definition, and then we're ready to put this in on a, I mean, it would even look cute just like that, but I do like the green to go in behind it. I love to mat cards. I think it makes them so pretty. So, with all that being said, here are 2 cards made from that suite, and again, that is called Christmas Classic Bundle, and it also comes in the Joy of Christmas collection, and you get two stamp sets and 2 dies in the collection. Or if you just want the bundle, you can definitely order just the bundle. But there is the set, and here are our cards. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope that this would be something you might want to pick up, this bundle. It is absolutely gorgeous. It screams Christmas, and the designer series paper, the specialty paper, this is what I used to make this with. It's called Joyful Specialty Paper. And then the other one, the printed one, is called Joy of Christmas. But the one that I used tonight is called Joy, or Joyful. And it is absolutely beautiful. And like I said, it's the specialty paper with the gold flecks, and every one of them has gold on the piece itself. And I love this one. Is one of my favorites. It's so pretty. So anyway, God bless and keep you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And you can see the difference in the depth of color in the cherry cobbler versus the real red. I love them both. I think they both have their place in our color palette. And just let me know in the comments what you think about these cards, and if you love them. I know I do, and they're so much fun to play with. So until next time, as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is so very worthy. And until next time, God bless and keep you. Bye-bye.